pray right now for the last victim of violence that has brought us together.
Right now at 10, Ohio Valley leaders are finding common ground in response to the national outcry of George Floyd's death. Thank you for joining us for 7 News at 10. I'm Shelby Davis. Rhetoric turned to dialogue today at the Vineyard Church in Wheeling as the chief of police was addressed by the representative with the NAACP, among others. Some called to have compassion for police, while others called for change. The event was closed for the community, but 7 News reporter Stephanie Grenley was at the summit on faith and racism, and she joins us now live. Stephanie, what are those leaders saying?
Shelby, from police relations to stereotypes, these near dozen prominent Ohio Valley leaders did not hold back calling out the hard topics.
Why is there racism here in America when you consider that this is the most Christian nation on earth?
It's time to have a public discussion about it because of what is going on in our world.
Police chief, the mayor, our state representatives, and others, clergy that have come out, that's something to be highly commended. Do not assume that this happens in every community.
Rare indeed. And in this discussion, maybe the most poignant topics of contention arose from the Friendly Cities police chief himself.
The stereotyping of police. I mean, what happened in Minneapolis should not be an indictment of the Wheeling Police Department or the Wheeling community or any other police agency that's not involved.
I'm very proud of the police officers, particularly in response to some of the demonstrations that we had last weekend. I thought it was handled very well, very professionally.
Where the chief says all police get a bad rep, in a similar way, Reverend Cummins says all African Americans do too. But how do you fight fear of the other? Chief Swartfigger says it comes down to knowing every community member by name.
African Americans see the police differently. Some people see them as their friends, some people see them as their enemies.
Chastised by ignorant whites, and I saw him chastised by ignorant blacks. He couldn't win. A black man wearing the uniform of a police officer, sworn to take that oath, which we value. He's no longer with us, but he was a great man.
So maybe the common ground is simpler than you might have thought. Loving thy neighbor, and then some.
In white neighborhoods that cannot tolerate racism.
I think that change begins not from legislature on high or legalities on high, but from love below, and that starts with every one of us.
Together with the rest of our friends and neighbors and even the strangers whom we haven't yet met, we can truly transform our society for the better.
And maybe a little ditty we've heard before might ring true even more so today. Reverend Cummings said, red, yellow, black, or white, we are all precious in his sight. And finished saying, we can't do this without each other. Live in the 7 Newsroom, I'm Stephanie Grenley, working for you.